We estimate that about 7,000 to 8,000 people who live in the Shreveport, Bossier City area suffer from Alzheimer's disease. And as most of you know, this is a devastating, debilitating, and ultimately fatal disease that profoundly affects the day-to-day life of individuals with the condition and their families. And for many years and decades, there's been a search for an effective treatment for this condition. And yet, one by one, drug after drug that's tried, none of them, to this point, have proven to be clinically effective. But a few days ago, on July 6th, the FDA gave full approval to a drug called LEQEMBI, LEQEMBI, which in a clinical trial did show clinical effectiveness in the sense that individuals with early stage Alzheimer's disease who took the medication had a slowing in their cognitive decline relative to those who took placebo. So this is an exciting development for individuals with Alzheimer's and their families, because it may mean a much better quality of life. Right here at St. Mary's, we have been proactive in preparing for the approval of this medication with an expansion in the capacity of our Alzheimer's program.
In fact, about 70% of cases of dementia are Alzheimer's disease. And dementia mainly is characterized by problems with memory, reasoning, and thinking. It is a progressive neurodegenerative disorder. So over time, patients get worse. And we've not had a treatment. It's the 5th leading cause of death in the United States. About 7,000 to 8,000 people in the Shreveport, Bossier City area are living with dementia. Another 7,000 to 8,000 people are living with mild cognitive impairment. And so that's why we are so excited to have this really novel treatment option available. It's the first fully approved FDA treatment that's available, that's been well demonstrated to slow the decline.
In terms of LEQEMBI, it's exciting in that it was reported to slow the progression by up to 27%, which may not sound that wonderful, but what I do is I compare it to when we got the first clot-busting drug for stroke. The difference in excellent outcome at 3 months was 30% between placebo and the drug, but it became standard of care, because it was not just the excellent outcome, it was the partial response. So I suspect with this medicine that we're going to see patients that are going to respond in an effective fashion, but they have to be carefully selected. As of right now, there are certain guidelines about the cognitive status. If somebody has advanced disease and we cannot regenerate what's already been lost. So we have to distinguish between protecting against progression for somebody to maintain optimal quality of life and somebody who now primarily needs supervised care that the disease had advanced too much. Obviously people that have cognitive impairment, but people that have the beta amyloid plaques that are demonstrated either by what's called a positron emission tomography brain scan, which is a special scan that we have a center just down the road that does the special imaging, or through spinal fluid evaluation, you can determine that the beta amyloid is playing a role in the cognitive impairment because the drug works by removing the beta amyloid plaque. So we do have to determine that it's there to be removed. If it's not there, for whatever reason, we have a study going on now with the PET imaging, and we have a number of patients that look like they have Alzheimer's disease, but they're PET negative. So it's not really that pathology that they'd be eligible for this study. So that's an important thing in terms of screening, to make sure that it's not only appropriate for them, but also that it's safe as well. We want to make sure that the potential side effects are limited as effectively as possible. It's an infusion given every 2 weeks. We will be monitoring the patients carefully to protect against side effects with brain scans. So we'll follow the protocol to the letter to make sure that we're doing things as effectively as possible. We have an infusion center as part of our clinic here at Ochsner LSU in the neurology clinic. So we can hit the ground running with the availability once we work out the logistics of getting it available for patients that are eligible for the drug.